I'm here with Jon Pergandi, Manager of Innovation for Wilson Staff, and he's here to talk about 2 new irons in 2015 as well as a really cool looking wedge. Jon, what can you tell us about the new irons that you have this year?
Well, we've got, Wilson Staff is proud to launch 2 brand new clubs to fit into our FCD line of products. As the cornerstone of that distance category, we have the D200 iron, maximum forgiveness, oversized head with a very thin face that wraps around into the sole, which we call our speed sole. All about delivering maximum distance and forgiveness to that game improvement player or that player who really wants to pick up some distance and struggles to gain those yards out in the golf course.
Now, were there any new technologies in the D200 as opposed to the D100?
Absolutely. This is the speed sole that I alluded to earlier, and it is really something to bring sort of metal wood technology into an iron where we're maximizing the thin, unsupported face area of an iron.
Can we see that face a little bit?
You bet.
Thank you.
And then within that cavity, at the very near the sole, it's just very thin right near the sole to provide that maximum, COR and CT value that we can get into a distance club.
Right. Okay, well, the iron I'm really excited about because I hit the V2s is the new V4 irons. How do those differ than the V2s, and what new technologies have you put in those?
Right, well, the V4 iron is a continuation of what we've done for the V2 irons. This is an iron designed for and built for our tour players, our tour staff. So we take feedback that they've had from the original FG Tour, then the V2, to now what we have in the V4. A couple of changes from the V2 to the V4. A little bit more forgiving. We have weight moved a little bit towards the heel and toe of the club to provide a little extra forgiveness. We still have weight behind the mat, behind the impact area of the club face, so that we get that forged feel and feedback that those two players are looking for. But the big difference here is that in the longer irons, 4 through 7, we have a tungsten weight right in the sole of the club. That's about 14 grams of tungsten that is helping to drive the center of gravity low to achieve higher ball flights and greater distance. The best players in the world still want a more forgiving, easy to hit golf club, and this is what we've come to provide for them.
Those are beautiful clubs. I did not know that they're more forgiving than the V2s. That's going to make a lot of people happy because the V2s had a lot of forgiveness too. They weren't your game improvement clubs, but they still had a level of forgiveness. That's great to see that the V4s have a little bit more even.
Absolutely. What we're trying to do is maintain forgiveness, provide those small tweaks that we can, and then still maintain a very simple classic look that appeals to a broad range of those traditional players that are out there.
Great. And the wedge. I hit the wedge today, and I didn't even know about it until I hit it. And the first thing I'm doing when I'm going home is I'm buying a set of these wedges. They're beautiful. I love the feel of them. They feel a little bit heavier than some other wedges that I hit, and that also just made it feel a little bit more consistent through impact. Can you just tell us about your new wedge?
Well, the FG Tour TC line of wedges has been in our line now for a couple of years, and brand new to this year is the blue PVD finish that we have in the club, which looks gorgeous. We are getting some of these in play. I would expect within the next couple of weeks out on the PGA Tour with a handful of our players, and Ricky Barnes, Marcel Steve, and a few others, Brendan Steele, and it's been really great for us. We have a score line on here that was pioneered to deliver a large, sharp groove, maximum allowed by the USGA, to deliver some of that on full shots, that performance and spin that we need. But we also have some micro grooves, laser etched in between those score lines to deliver that added performance.
Can we see that face, the grooves?
Yep, and it's about that, delivering that performance on those shorter mid chips and pitches. So score lines for the full shots, micro grooves for the shorter ones.
All right, Jon, fantastic stuff. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.